Welcome to another edition of Whiskey, Games, and Nerd Stuff. Today's whiskey will be Skrewball Peanut Butter Whiskey, and today's game will be Kitchen Rush. First, let's take a sip of our Skrewball Peanut Butter Whiskey. For anybody who has not had this, it's definitely worth an experience. As you can imagine, for peanut butter whiskey, it definitely has a hint of peanut butter and honey when you smell it. Oh, that's good. And then I like mine with ice. Oh, yeah, that's definitely good. I almost feel like I'm drinking a Butterfinger candy bar. It makes me wonder if I got a Butterfinger candy bar and had it next to me, took a bite of that, and had a sip of it, what it'd be like. I don't know if anybody's tried that. Makes me also, I don't know, just talking about Butterfinger candy bars, anybody else out there put their sneaker candy bars, Reese's Pieces, Kit Kats in the freezer and then eat them later, or eat them as a dessert with food or pair it with a drink? If so, please feel free to make a comment, or maybe I'm the only weird one that does that. Today's game is Kitchen Rush. I played this game a few times. I thoroughly enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. It's a 2 to 4 player game, but you can actually play it with one player if you wanted to. For anybody who's played those games online, it's those kind of a cooking, serving games where it's a food truck, Cooking Mama, various games where you're making orders. This is a similar type of game, except it's a board game. And it's very fun with 2 players, 3 players, and once you get to 4, it gets kind of chaotic. So basically what the premise of the game is you're going to have a little restaurant. And patrons will come into the restaurant and they'll sit down over here. And the game board is actually a decent size. So what will happen is they'll come in, you'll seat them, you'll give them a drink, they'll order food, and then once they order the food, you have to go through the rest of the game, you're preparing the food. Well, what's kind of neat about this is you see how they have the little circles on the game board in the back? You're going to have little 30-second timers. So what you do is you have a campaign in this game. So what will happen is you'll start off with the first campaign, so to speak, the first adventure, and then it'll be timed. You'll have a certain amount of minutes to accomplish a goal. That goal could be serve 3 or 4 plates. And then there's a deck of cards in here that has the different meals and the different kind of foods that you need to get. So you could have somebody sits down. So if somebody comes and sits down, you have to put your timer at the table. It takes 30 seconds to take their order. Then when you get their order, you've got to go to get, you got to move your game piece to where the dishes are. You got to get the dishes, and then you got to go get your, you also have to go and get your ingredients. So, well, your meat and cheese will be in one spot, your breads and grains will be in another spot, your vegetables will be in another spot, and then when you get your spices, those will be at another spot as well. And then once you have that, you have to go to cook the food, which will be in the center. So what will happen is you've got that timer, if the timer's at 5 minutes, hopefully if you're playing with others, you kind of plan out what you're going to do. Okay, you take the orders, you do the dishes, you go get the food, I'll cook, then you go back and pick up the food and get the money. And it can be very intense, because usually what happens when you have several people playing the game, your plan is, okay, I'll do the order, you plan it out, and then usually within about the first 3 moves, everybody's scrambling, and like, wait a minute, how come there's no clean dishes? I thought you were going to clean the dishes. And then the other person will say, well, no, you were supposed to clean the dishes. So I've had a lot of fun with this game. I do really enjoy this game. It's been a kick to play. I've played it solo once, and it's a nice, smooth play solo. 2 is that sweet spot. 4 is that chaotic fun. Usually what I've noticed is when we play with 4 people, at some point there's usually somebody kind of arguing with somebody, but it's that playful arguing. But again, I really enjoy this game. I've been able to pick it up. I've seen it pretty much online everywhere. Definitely worth getting. It would be a fun game to play for the holidays. If anybody's played Kitchen Rush, please feel free to make a comment and let me know what your experience was with it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I believe their Facebook page is right there on the, there's the website right there and their Facebook page. And then going back to Skrewball Whiskey, I've had this whiskey and I've tried this for years now, it feels like. And there's two recipes that I really like. Let me go ahead and try this a little sip first again. Yeah, it's like you're drinking a Butterfinger. So I believe from their website, and I got this, I can't remember how long ago it was. They called it the Nutty Russian. Basically, it's a 1.25 ounce pour of Skrewball, and then 3/4 ounce of coffee liqueur, and then some half and half. Delicious, so good. And then if you want somebody who wants to try the Skrewball, but it's not something you want to kind of sip on throughout the night, you can do basically a shot, and they call it the Salty Nuts. And you basically take 1.5 ounce of shot of the Skrewball, and then you take some, I believe it's called Maldon's smoked sea salt, and you, around the rim of the cup with a shot glass, you kind of seed it along the rim, and then take a drink. I've done it once. It was very, very good. But this is a whiskey. I mean, I really enjoy Skrewball whiskey. You get from the smell, the palate, you're getting that peanut butter right away. You're getting honey. And I always, every time I drink it, I feel like I'm tasting a Butterfinger. This is what I really enjoy. It's not something I'm going to drink every day, all night long, all weekend. But this is a good one to have, and if you go to their website, which I believe is skrewballwhiskey.com, they have a ton of cool recipes that look worth trying, especially with the holidays coming up. I think they had something called the Rudolph that looked very interesting. But this is going to be a good mixed drink for all those out there that want to try something different. If anybody's tried the Skrewball whiskey or have tried recipes with it, I would love to hear it. I really appreciate everybody taking the time today to listen to the video. Please like, subscribe, comment. If there's other games or other whiskeys you'd like me to try, please make a comment in the comment section. And until next time, cheers.